You know what? I'm thinking about introducing text-based video editing in Transcriber. Oh, boom! Hi, I'm Alex Arcuglia, and this is The Morning Rant, the show in which I talk about my life as a developer and a video maker while I telecommute from my home to the office. This will be a very short episode because it's something that I thought about this night, because I was thinking about editing episodes of The Morning Rant, and the main problem of editing these kind of episodes is that I talk in English, and so I'm very stressed about it because my first language is Italian. I'm Italiano! And so for me, trying to build sentences with a lot of structure and a lot of stuff that appears and disappears in the sentences is very difficult. So I have to think about it in English, sometimes in Italian, sometimes in something in between. A lot of times I do repeat myself. I discover all these repetitions while I edit. That's okay, but sometimes I think that it would be very useful to have a transcription of the editing so I can easily fix all the repetitions and all the wrong words that I pronounced. I think that something like this should be added to FCP Postcutter, my upcoming app, which is aimed to and focused to cut all the pauses on interviews and video blogs, something like this. But with Transcriber will be a powerful stuff to do. I think that the most powerful thing that I can do is that if in the same computer I've installed the Transcriber and purchased, I can use the Transcriber feature to transcribe the text inside FCP Postcutter and then do automatic transcription, and so in this app doing text-based video editing, but I think it's gonna be very difficult. So let's focus on Transcriber. I think that I have all the ingredients to create something like this, to have an app that outside Final Cut Pro does all the edits and all the cuts, leaving out sentences of words that I don't like, and then send to Final Cut Pro a complete timeline already cutted. I have all the frameworks and code to develop this part of the app, but the main difficulty is the user interface. You know, when Adobe presented the latest version of Premiere, who does text-based video editing, they simply put a transcription window in which the editor can easily delete words. And that's okay, but this is something that is not compliant with Transcriber, because Transcriber is a text editor too. If you do transcription, then you can edit this transcription just like a text editor. You can easily delete words or even characters to adjust the transcription, but this is related to the subtitles, not to the editing. And so I have to think about something new to allow the user to simply delete the words with a keystroke, with a shortcut with the keyboard, and then translate these cuts into edits in Final Cut. I think that the first thing I will do is something like you cannot delete a single word, but you can delete a single subtitle. So if you want to delete a word or a part of a sentence, you just simply split this sentence into several subtitles, and then you select the subtitle that you do not want to have into the final edit, and then mark it as a deleted, and then it will be deleted in the final edit. I actually don't know how to do this without using something like a checkbox or something like this. I have to think about a keystroke that can be easily remembered, something like Option Command Delete, or Option Control Delete, something like this. Command Control Delete, or something that includes delete, that can be easily intercepted by the app and interpreted as I want to delete this subtitle and not I want to delete this character in the text. I think this will be my next challenge as a Transcriber developer, because if I can do this kind of thing, Transcriber will gain a lot of power as an editing tool and not only a transcription tool. And this is something that goes in contrast with FCP Postcutter, because FCP Postcutter is an editing and a pre-editing tool. So I would like to have both of them in a single application. I will not do this because they are very, very, very different applications. The main thing that I can think is that if you have installed Transcriber and purchased it, you can use the engine of Transcriber to transcribe the text and then do the editing into FCP Postcutter, but it's quite complicated for now. And so this is a simple idea that I sent to you to let you dream about the next version of Transcriber. Okay, that's all for today. I'm Alex Arcuglia and this is the Morning Rant. If you like this kind of content, please like this video or comment. I will be very, 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 very happy if you comment to this, because I like to know what you think about my ideas and have feedbacks, and sometimes have other ideas further develop. If you very, 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 very love this channel, please subscribe to it and click on the bell to be notified, and all the stuff that all the YouTubers do to increase their audience and become more powerful. I'm not a YouTuber, so that's it. And so, as always, I say goodbye to you with a big ciao.